Good to see everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Tuesday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, being part of my conversation with celebrity chef Jocelyn Delk Adams. Enjoy today's program. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In national news, Houston chief says he met with Travis Scott before his concert. Houston's police chief said Monday that he expressed concerns about safety to Travis Scott before the rapper performed at a sold-out music festival where 8 people died and hundreds more were injured in a crush of fans as Scott took to the stage. The Houston police chief did not elaborate on his safety concerns voiced on Friday at the Astroworld Festival, an event founded by Scott that was attended by some 50,000 people. His department has launched a criminal investigation into what went wrong. I asked Scott and his team to work with the HPD for all events over the weekend and to be mindful of his team's social media messaging on any scheduled events, the police chief said in a statement tweeted by the department. The meeting was brief and respectful and a chance for me to share my public safety concerns as chief of police. Representative of Scott, who has said he was absolutely devastated by what took place, did not respond to an email from the Associated Press on Monday. Investigators were also interviewing witnesses and plan to examine the design of safety barriers and the use of crowd control at the event. Live Nation said in a statement Monday that it has provided authorities with all footage from surveillance cameras at the festival and that it has paused removing equipment at the request of investigators who were walking the grounds. The promoter said full refunds will be offered to all attendees. In more national news, U.S. reopens to international travel, allows happy reunions. Parents held children born while they were stuck abroad, long-separated couples kissed, and grandparents embraced grandchildren who had doubled in size. The U.S. fully reopened to many vaccinated international travelers on Monday, allowing families and friends to reunite for the first time since the coronavirus emerged and offered a boost to the travel industry decimated by the pandemic. The restrictions closed the U.S. to millions of people for 20 months. American citizens and permanent residents were also allowed to enter the U.S., but the travel bans grounded tourists and often kept families far apart. Travelers must have proof of vaccination and a negative COVID-19 test. On the U.S. borders with Mexico and Canada, where traveling back and forth was a way of life before the pandemic, the reopening brought relief. Malls, restaurants, and shops in U.S. border towns were devastated by the lack of visitors from Mexico. In more national news, graphic photos of Ahmaud Arbery's wounds shown to jury. Jurors were shown graphic close-up police photos Monday of the gunshot wounds that killed Ahmaud Arbery, while the first officer to find the 25-year-old man bleeding in the road testified he did not try to render medical aid because it would not have been safe. 3 white men on trial for murder and other crimes in the slaying of Arbery, who was chased and shot February the 23rd of 2020 after he was spotted running in a neighborhood just outside the port city of Brunswick. The police sergeant walked the jury through dozens of crime scene photos she took about an hour after the shooting. Several jurors could be seen squirming as the sergeant showed Arbery's body lying in the street under a blood-stained covering. Other images showed close-up views of the gunshot wounds to his wrist, as well as grievous injuries to his chest and underneath one of his arms. Father and son Greg and Travis McMichael armed themselves and used a pickup truck to pursue Arbery after they spotted him running in their neighborhood. A neighbor, William Bryan, joined the chase and took cell phone video of Travis McMichael shooting Arbery in the street at close range. Defense attorneys said the men were justified to chase and attempt to detain Arbery because he had been recorded by security cameras inside a nearby home under construction and they suspected he was a burglar. They said Travis McMichael fired in self-defense when Arbery attacked him with fists and tried to grab his gun. In more national news, 4 station astronauts catch ride with SpaceX back home. 4 astronauts in orbit since spring headed back to Earth on Monday, aiming for a late-night splashdown off the Florida coast. The undocking of their SpaceX capsule from the International Space Station also paved the way for a launch of their 4 replacements as early as Wednesday night. The newcomers were scheduled to launch first, but NASA switched the order because of bad weather and an astronaut's undisclosed medical condition. The welcoming duties will now fall to the lone American and 2 Russians left behind at the space station. And finally, in business news, another day, another record on Wall Street as stocks inch up. Wall Street clawed its way to more records on Monday with stock indexes creeping higher after another listless day of trading. The S&P 500 inched up by 4.17 points, or 0.1%, to 4,702. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 104 points, or 0.3%, to 36,432, and the Nasdaq Composite gained 10 points, or 0.1%, to 15,982. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Stay positive and upbeat. Maintain a positive, idealistic, and forgiving attitude toward life. As you search through the Internet, share examples of compassion and kindness. Delete or unfollow negativity. Making the most of an upbeat outlook on life can be as easy as stepping back to look at your life with self-assurance. Remember, when you see anything negative in society, you are seeing it to learn from it. Keep your eyes open to see all the greatness and beauty in our world and its people. Be patient with your fellow human beings as you view their actions in a compassionate light. Keep your visions of the future joyful as you go forward inspiring others through living your best life. As you think optimistically about the people and opportunities that have yet to cross your path, you are setting up situations to add value to your life. Today and always, look for the best in people, and always enjoy the day.
We have part of my conversation coming up with celebrity chef Jocelyn Delk Adams in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Chef Jocelyn Delk Adams joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her amazing career and what it's been like for her to do what she loves. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Well, I want to talk about this journey for you. What has it been like for you to be able to have shared your own love of food with the world and to see the response to it?
Well, it really feels so special to me because I'm really sharing so many of my family recipes that I grew up with that made me who I am, and I'm able to share it with people who have very similar journeys and similar experiences with their grandparents and their family members. And I feel just a wonderful sense of connection from the community I've been able to build. And I love food. Most people love food, and we have so many amazing moments around the table together. So being able to share my recipes with so many has just been the joy of my life.
And that leads us back then to Granberry Cakes, as I mentioned, not only your website, Chef, but also your YouTube channel as well. Talk to us about that. Did you know in the beginning that there would be such a connection around these recipes and your own take on them?
I actually did. I thought that because, I have family roots in Mississippi. My grandmother, who my website and my cookbook are named after, really sort of, she was the muse for me. And going to Mississippi and being able to cook in the kitchen with her and learn all of the secrets and her recipes just launched in me such a joy for creating new recipes in the kitchen. And I found that when I started to share those recipes with so many, they felt very connected to me. They started sharing their own stories and their own memories. And I knew that I was sort of tapping into something that really connected with so many people.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll probably get on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.